The worst cold calling advice that I see consistently on LinkedIn is
The worst cold calling advice that I've seen on LinkedIn is
The worst cold calling advice on LinkedIn is
The worst cold calling advice on LinkedIn is lead with problems. And the reason why this is really bad advice is think about opening up to a complete stranger about your problems, especially if you're an executive and you take a lot of pride in the work that you do. You're not just going to openly talk about all of the problems in your organization with a complete stranger. So instead, what you want to do is look for alignment in priorities. I call this a reverse pitch. So you're going to talk about what you do by seeing if it aligns with typical priorities people like them have. An example of that might be, hey, I talk to a lot of contact center leaders, and one thing that we hear a big priority around is reducing cost to serve. So you're looking to reduce the number of incoming calls, challenges that customers have, and really get them to self-serve more through FAQ. The other thing we hear is more of a focus around agent experience. So coaching, retention, that sort of thing. How does that align with your priorities? That's a much better way to start a conversation.
cold calling is dead. Am I going to sit here and say that cold calling works every time for every rep, for every persona, for every industry? No. However, the vast majority of people who I see saying this are folks who just either haven't made enough cold calls or haven't approached cold calling the right way and have written it off before really giving it any kind of shot. Making 50 cold calls, getting harmed a few times, and then saying, oh, it's dead. That's just not enough of a sample size to write off any outbound channel.
thinking that you need the perfect cold call opener every single time. When in reality, find one that works for you and stick to that.
that you should research before you make every single call. Now, the reason why I think this is bad advice is because if you're calling prospects and your connect rate is anywhere near the industry average, which is in the range of 5%, that means that you're wasting a lot of time researching people who are never going to answer the phone. Because I like to segment my list beforehand so that when I'm ready to call, I can call one after the other. And I've already done the pre-research to know exactly what my opener, pitch, and discovery questions are going to be on that call.
Join me at the next Outbound Sprint starting on January 16th. I'm super excited. We have our special guests, Jen Allen, Will Aitken, Jed Mahrle, and Anthony Natoli. We're going to talk to you about everything from cold calling to cold email to sequencing best practices to help you as an account executive either self-source more pipeline, or if you're an SDR, BDR, land higher quality meetings that are more likely to turn into qualified opportunities. We'll see you there.